What's up, my wizards? Dev back again from MtG. We got 4 more spoilers for you today from Magic Origins. And yeah, let's go ahead and cut right to it. Why not? Why waste all this time jabbering? Here's the spoilers for you. Well, first I want to talk about Sphinx's tutelage here. I was just wondering if Jace might make Turbo Fog a thing. Because, Turbo Fog is sort of a hobby of mine. I always want to know if it's going to be good or not. It never is, it turns out. Not even once, ever, has it been good, but it's always tried to be a deck. And I think this goes a little of the way towards that, although highly specialized. I don't think this will see really any play at all. I was thinking maybe Commander at first, but I don't even know about that. This is kind of cool, like maybe, again, if we get Serum Visions, I keep thinking that, like in Turbo Fog, this, draw for the turn, they mill, Serum Visions, they mill, and Jace is just, all of his modes are really good for Turbo Fog, so possibly, as like a budget F&M thing, although Jace is probably going to cost a couple of bucks, but I'm just really not seeing Sphinx's tutelage, although I do really like the design on it, and you can loot at instant speed, which is pretty much the last thing I want to say, although I overall don't really care for the card that much. Next up, this is Elemental Bond. I always wish that Garrick's Pack Leader was 3 power instead of 4, and now we have that, but it's not on like a beefy creature or anything, so kind of takes up your second or third turn play depending on if you're ramping. Not a huge fan, although I do think it could go in a budget thing with like Soul of Zendikar and Feral Incarnation would be really balmy with this, but overall I'm really not seeing it with the cards we have right now, and I don't think too many people are that excited. Other Commander players of a certain stripe may be into this. I'll be saying Commander a lot. It's sort of a dirty word around some Magic circles, but a lot of people really enjoy Commander, and this could go in a thing, is all I'm going to say. This is where it gets a little more interesting. This is Dwynen the Gilt-Leaf Dane, which is just, that's a mouthful. But in any case, Tony and I were just talking about elves the other day in Standard, because one of our subs asked us to do a Standard elves deck, really. Well, there's only like 4 or 5 elves in Standard, so that's kind of a catch-22. But we told ourselves, let's just wait till Origins comes out, see what kind of elves things we're getting. Nissa's in the set. There's probably going to be some crazy elves, and here it is. Here's at least one of them. I'm a big fan of that last ability, the gaining life thing. That may help a little, but we'll have to wait and see how much elves are a thing. Now, some people are saying modern elves, and I've even heard rumblings of legacy elves, but far too expensive for that, for the latter deck there. But modern elves, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. I think that deck probably plays better options, and this is out of the range of Collected Company, which is kind of a bummer. But overall, I think the card is more than interesting and might have standard applications depending on what else we get here. I'm also glad the Gilt-Leaf are back. The Gilt-Leaf are like the most badass elves that ever existed. They'll kill you. Like, they do not care. Serious elves. This is probably the card I'm most excited about, I think, out of these 4. This is Pia and Kiran Nalar. Yeah, that really doesn't come off the tongue well. I'll say it again. This is screaming Commander. I've said Commander, but say crack again, right? But in any case, I've said Commander a lot. But another trend here, as long as the last card, is that it sort of looks like this, even more so than the elf, might pop up in Modern. We play a lot of artifacts in Modern. They play a lot of sort of blink type effects. Those are powerful effects in Modern. So this might be sort of okay. I don't want to call it, though. I'm not really sure. I do know that it's 4 power for 4 mana, spread amongst 3 creatures, 2 of which fly. It can kill creatures on the board, and it can deal damage to players. Like, this card does a lot. I don't like the 2 red investment, obviously, and I'm not really a big fan of how much mana you have to invest to use this ability. But again, I don't know, again, in Standard, I'm not sure about this. It depends on if we see in Standard better artifacts or better blink effects or something to bring artifacts back from the graveyard. That would be a thing. This card probably has a million different applications, and it's again, super interesting. Also, again, another trend, it doesn't get hit by Collected Company, which is a bummer in all formats, but I do think that this is cool. It creates, blockers for dragons, so that's a consideration. I do like this because I like enter the battlefield triggers that look exploitable, and this is a Lingering Souls every time you do that. That by the way, can block creatures with protection, like Stormbreath Dragon. That's also important. So altogether, I do think that this card is really, really neat. Easily the more interesting card of these four, although I do like the old floor. So let me know what you guys think about these. Again, I'm really interested in Pia and Kieran, but I'm never going to get used to saying that. It just doesn't sound right. But in any case, yeah, let us know what you think. Got more spoilers coming out. Here's two things before I leave here. I am working on right now, I'm going to try to have it up in the next couple of days, a deck tech that works with like 5 or 6 of these new cards from Magic Origins. It's looking interesting, and I want to know what you guys think about that. If you're interested to see some of the applications of these cards in an actual play environment, because I've had a little bit of experience with it, and I've tweaked it a little bit, and I have some perspective now on especially what these planeswalkers can do in an actual game. So I'm putting that out pretty soon, and you guys have asked me like 5 or 6 times over the last month or so, start doing Modern or branch out from Standard. Please do Modern over and over. So I am working right now on Modern Budget Soul Sisters. It'll only cost you about $30-35, and look for that in the next week or so too. So sub if you haven't done that yet. We've got a lot of good content coming up, plus more spoilers. So as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that. We want to know what you think, and I will see you guys later. I'm Dev from MtG. Thanks for watching, my wizards.